Hey guys, have you seen what day it is today? Like, hold up, look at this, man, look at this. Wait. What? Why is it? I'm uploading this on Christmas Day. What's going on? So what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here, and how about for today's video, we turn it into a bit of a story time and just chill together. It's Christmas Day. I don't want to go taking all of your guys' day away from you, okay? This is the day where you've got so many new things to enjoy. Please do let me know down below some of the gifts you got, man. I am genuinely curious to hear about it, but let's get on to the main bulk of this video. You know, there was many things that I wanted to do for this specific video, and I wanted to make something special for this Christmas, but I thought something special might actually be simply turning on the camera and having a conversation with you guys. You see my face so much in content, but hardly do I ever actually get the chance to talk to you guys face to face because, you know, we're always focusing on the next big horror game or something else that's going on the screen. Rarely am I looking at the camera specifically and talking straight from the mind, you know. I'm always using something to figure out the words I'm saying and basing it off of what my eyes are seeing, but right now all I see is a camera lens and you staring right back at my face. Warning, this video is probably gonna go all over the place, guys. My brain tends to literally go wandering when I'm trying to keep track of like one thing because I do have a basis for this video and I'll get to it very soon. This video is going to be less about the editing too. I just want to simply turn the camera on and just speak to you guys. As said before, it's something I don't do enough and I do just want to enjoy this moment that we're about to have. So whilst I said it at the start, let me just say it again, guys. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. I hope you're having a fantastic 25th of December, and even if you're watching this video after, I hope you're still enjoying yourselves. I just wanted to throw this video together really just to thank you guys right now for everything that has happened for myself over the last, I would say, 5 or so years. This channel has taken me on a journey in life that honestly I never perceived, and never like 5 years ago did I think to myself, I will own my own house with the thanks of playing video games and Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, no one should honestly think that that's possible. I myself didn't, and it's crazy to think that like in my lifetime I've been able to achieve that at 26. You know, I get to play games and I just get to spend time thinking of ways to entertain people who watch my videos, and seeing the fact that each and every video I'm still making is getting over 100,000 views, sometimes 200, 300, 400,000, it blows my mind. And it honestly made me think about this Christmas because I realized this is the first time from friends and family that I've not actually told a single person what I want because there's nothing I need. I have everything I always wanted. I get to have fun every single day of my life, crafting videos. Oh, I mean, I say fun, bro. I tell you, like, YouTube loves to crap on content creators through 2020, and it has made it kind of rough, but at the same time, without YouTube, I wouldn't be where I was, and to be honest, some of the stuff that they do tell you, it has helped shape my content for the better, so I have to owe thanks ultimately. However, I want to do a bit of a story time, guys. I want to take you through a little journey of my life, and it's going to take up around about the last 13 years of my life together. The reason why I wanted to share this specifically is because I feel like, at least for me, it's somewhat of an interesting story. It might be a load of crap to you, and I don't blame you if you click off the... You already clicked off, but I wanted to explain to you guys the story of me being able to gain confidence because I was never always this sort of person who would be prepared to throw myself out onto the internet doing absolutely ridiculous things. I was the guy that would always second guess everything he did, and sometimes I still do that right now. The confident side that you guys now see was once the part that I used to try and lock up and throw away the key over fears that people might not want to see this side of me. I was always thinking like, what would people be thinking if I was to unleash this fun side of me, and like, honestly, right now, guys, I couldn't care less what anyone thinks, and it's honestly a beautiful feeling and something I'm so glad I've been able to achieve. But I want to tell you guys a story, and you know what we're going to call this? Story time with 8-Bit Ryan. Yeah. I spent like 18 minutes thinking of that, and that's the best I got. Now, I can only hope someone benefits from listening to what I gotta say, because I'm gonna try and phrase it in a way where if me at the age of 13 years old was hearing this, I would probably need it, you know, and it would give me the encouragement to not be afraid of being different and just accept that I can do things the way I want, and there are people out there just like, you know, like-minded like yourself who would also want to see this side of you. So let's take it back to when I was 13. Like, I always had friends. I was never the guy that didn't have too many friends, but what I will say about that was I was never the type of person who would be a first pick for someone. Like, I kind of knew everyone, but when it came down to situations where maybe a teacher would say, okay, student A, you gotta pick someone, student B, pick someone, take turns, I would always be one of the last remaining students to be picked when it come to that. And that was cool for me, man, because I did like to keep myself to myself all the same, so it only made sense. Like, I remember when I was in school, I would literally finish for the day and I would go home and play like the Nintendo Wii all day. Breath of the Wild, bro, that was my childhood, and so was Super Mario Galaxy. Galaxy, like 2 games I loved. I was the sort of kid that if a teacher was to ask you a question, say they wrote something on a board and you needed to answer it, and they pointed at me, I would go red in the face and I would get like so many anxious feelings and I would get so embarrassed, dude. Like, no exaggeration, I used to sweat whenever that moment would come, and I'd be so nervous about a teacher asking me something that those were the emotions that were brought on. I remember this one thing I did. I want to speak about one thing I did when I was 13 years old that legit broke me out of that shell even for just a moment, and it taught me that I am able to show something that I've conjured inside of myself to the world. I was at school and we were having a school assembly. During those times, we'd kind of get all the students to gather around. The teachers would probably tell us some factual bullcrap and I wasn't listening. I was busy thinking about playing the Nintendo Wii when I get home. But on this one occasion, I remember about a month before, I had asked one of the teachers if I could play drums for the assembly. And this was a nerve-wracking thing, bro. I'd been playing drums for like 6 months. I remember going home, I was scribbling down like music notations, trying to figure out something to play, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just winging it. But the day came, and I remember sitting at the drum kit for the whole of the assembly up until the end when I played. I could see all of the students around me looking at me, and when it came to playing, it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life. However, I did it. Despite the sickening feeling of nerves, I went ahead and did it. And I remember that feeling afterwards. Like, even though I was completely terrified and I'd showed something that I wasn't even sure people would enjoy, the feeling of like empowerment almost. Like, bro, I felt good that I'd spent the time and got the confidence to show this side to people. Like the side that I had made for myself. You know, I did something I thought I probably couldn't, and to be honest, it really did feel pretty good. And it was one of those things that, like, for every other student who was probably sitting in the assembly hall listening to me play the drums, they saw it, you know, they smiled, maybe they probably weren't even listening that much, and they walked out of the assembly hall, and they probably forgot about that thing within 10 minutes. But for me, that moment lived for quite some time, and still I think about it to this day, like how I gained the confidence to finally do something that at that time was bigger than myself. Now let's fast forward around about 7 years into the future, okay? After I'd finished education, because I found what YouTube was, and I realized that I kind of like this thing. I could be creative, and I could make crazy videos and put that side of me that before I'd locked away. I could put it out there. Like right now, me talking to the camera, you guys aren't seeing this live, and that was really something that was very comforting for me. I could be crazy, I could be stupid, and then I could edit through it, and then hours after I did that, I could throw it out online. Because it was already pre-recorded, it's not like a live stream or something, you know what I'm saying? The nerves would never really get to me as much, and I would just throw it out there, be happy, and not really look too much at the comments because it would probably bring back anxious stuff. Then something happened on YouTube, and I got a push from the algorithm, and my goodness, was it unexpected. My content started to reach people in areas I didn't think was gonna happen. Like, when I first started YouTube, my initial plan was to be able to pay my car insurance for a month, and bro, like... let me just say, like, I've kind of overshot that a little bit over the fact that, like, I own my house as a result of doing this. But amongst all the enjoyment of watching my numbers climb by the tens of 1,000%, like going from 1,000 views to 1 million in a month was a crazy thing to see. But another thing that took note of that was the inner demons. You know, back came those feelings of anxiety and all of the bad things that I would just usually associate with finally putting myself out there. And I remember I began to debate, like, was releasing this side of me a bad thing to do? People were subscribing because they enjoyed the content I made, bro. But in my head, I was so scared about, what about if one of these people doesn't like the way I do it? What about if, you know, I put myself out there and I read comments where people are saying these are bad videos, you know? I got so scared about that whole concept that it got to a point where I had to go ahead and see a therapist. For a while, I didn't think YouTube was even going to be a possibility for me. And back in 2016, after the release of the Joy of Creation videos, there was a small period where I debated closing off from YouTube and just straight up quitting because I thought my brain and me just could not take the pressure that it gave. But here's something that I began to realize over time, like, these feelings weren't going to shift on their own, and the more I shied away from doing the things I wanted to do, the more I was empowering my inner demons to simply keep running and wreaking the havoc that they are in my life. So I just decided, you know what, screw it. Let me just keep doing this despite how I feel. Let me try and battle through this in the way I want, and let me try and let those negative thoughts keep beating me down. But importantly, I will run my life the way I want, and I'll ignore the noise within my head whilst I'm trying to do so. And so I did, and the feelings of the demons and all of the bad things, they seemed to subside. I began to normalize that way of thinking and realize that it was simply self-doubt, and it was not the thought of other people, it was the thought I was implanting into other people before I even knew what they thought, and that's a very dangerous way of thinking. But you know what, maybe when I am making the content, someone does get annoyed and think, dang, this is a crappy video, he's like doing something wrong, over editing, just being stupid. But But within 10 minutes time, that person's already clicked onto the next video and they're probably forgotten about what they just watched. And this is honestly what happens with most negative things. People shun their opinion and they say it's wrong when in fact what they actually mean is that it's not for them. So why should you dwell on it too? And so the ultimate message I'm trying to get at for this video is to just live your life and don't let the fears and phobias from within take over. You know, you've got to create your own path, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Everything that we see in this world came from one person's idea. Now, what about if they weren't to go ahead and do it? You know, maybe we'd be without so many amazing things. We all have something incredible to bring to this world, and you just have to look deep within and not be afraid to show the world what that is. You know, there's a saying that I've always got behind, and they say that the best ideas are usually found in the graveyards. Now, what does that mean? Basically, what it means, guys, is that there were so many people who had these crazy ideas that were too afraid to showcase them, and they took them to the grave, and never will we be able to know about some of the things they thought, whether they be so life-changing or not. And that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. Now, I hope you guys didn't feel negative when I was saying this, because ultimately what I wanted to do was present you guys a situation in life that feels bad at the start, but has been overcome in the long run. And I am proof that you can do something that you don't think you can, and you can succeed it. What about if I had quit all that time ago, man, and I would never have seen like the growth and the following I'd have got as a result of doing stupid videos? Like, these are the important things you have to think about. Maybe I'm talking directly to you who has an idea. I know if I was 13, I'd love to hear something like that, because it would be the push to say that just because you think it's bad doesn't mean it is. If this video can help just one person shy away from those negative thoughts and bring something new to the world, then this video did more than what I ever wanted it to. I just wanted to share this story with you guys on Christmas, you know, all about those firelit stories and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man, one of my life things. I hope you guys did enjoy listening to this. And I want to go out and say, like, I am perfect still, bro. There's still things that hold me back. One important thing that maybe some of you guys have realized is that I'm very inactive on Instagram. I'm gonna be real, guys. I hate posting pictures of myself. I hate the way I look personally, and I'm trying to overcome that. And I will be trying through 2021 to work that out for myself. All right, guys, listen, you probably shouldn't be hanging around on this video no more, okay? It's Christmas Day. You might be watching this, though, on your new tablet, and if so, hope the quality's crisp and I'm looking good. All right, but seriously, guys, I hope you've all had an amazing Christmas, and I hope you did just enjoy this story I wanted to share. The future is bright for each and every one of you and your ideas. Don't be afraid to bring them up, and if someone disagrees with that person, try not to take that as your idea being not what the world needs, but not what that singular person wants from an idea, okay? You can't say I warned you guys when I said I'd start rambling in this video, bro. Like, I was here thinking this was gonna be a 6-minute video, but it's probably like 12 minutes. I'm gonna cut this short though, guys. I hope you have an amazing Christmas day. Hopefully you've enjoyed the story too, and just the little talk time we've had. I could bring more of these easily. There's many stories I could talk to you guys about, so maybe we will go ahead and do that in the future. But for this one here, guys, I'm gonna close off. I hope you're all having a fantastic Christmas day, man. Getting those good gifts. Spend time with your family. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. I'm gonna be having a lot of fun on the channel, as I always am. But for this one, guys, I'm gonna cut this here. You guys have a great Christmas, and I'll, of course, see you on the next one.